This is some real life shit right here. It allows you to feel color. It's turning out pretty good. I'm feeling unsafe right now, and I'm gonna have to call the police if you don't leave me alone. She's so cringy. Hello, my reading, what should I call you guys? Reading rescuers? No, rescuers down under. My reading Riley. My WryRetters. My WryRetters. 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 Eh? No? No. Hi, welcome. Welcome to my channel. I'm Elizabeth. This is Reading Riley, where we love to read Riley, not take ourselves too seriously, and just have a good time, right? If you're here to have a good time, then you've come to the right place. Hopefully. If you're not having a good time, then you can go, there's plenty of other booktubers you can watch. But if you are, welcome, friends. How was your day? I hope you're having an awesome day. My day's been pretty good. I got an 8-hour day at work today, which is very abnormal. Normally it's 10, 11, 12. So happy camper here. And yeah, so today I'm gonna be, well, not today, this is in the before time, but not that before time, not before COVID before time, but in this moment before time. Anyway, I read some books. I took you with me. We got weird. We got awkward. We had some fun. They're both thrillers. I read The Minders by John Mars, which just came out recently. I read When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole, which had a lot of awesome commentary. God damn it! Why? Anyway, the heat just came on. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Here we go. I'm gonna take you out with one of these. Bam! Good morning. So today, I'm dealing with this hair, with these roots. See this? You see this? That's my natural color, in case you were wondering. So, I'm about to go on a journey of dyeing my hair. If you're interested, this is what I use. Can you see? Can you see? Argan oil. So that's what my hair is. So anyway, we're about to do that. And I also went to Joann Fabrics, and I'm gonna try to embroider on this organza. So hopefully it'll look really cool and sheer, and then you'll just have your embroidery on top of it. So I'll probably be doing that today as well. Okay, hi. So I finished my hair. I went ahead and straightened it today just for ease of the next couple days so I don't have to mess with it. Clearly I have a face mask on. And I've been listening to The Minders. So I kind of wanted to touch base with you guys about that. I didn't realize that this book is set in the same world as The One and The Passengers, because for some reason I didn't make that connection, but I don't think you need to have read those in order to read this one. I think they actually all work separately, but they just mention the other ones within the story. So I think if you have read them, you just have that extra tidbit of information. What do you do when you have a runny nose and a face mask on? I don't know. Okay, so in your typical John Mars fashion, we're following like 4 or 5 different people, so it's multi-POV. We have all of these people are the minders. So when we start out at the beginning, they explain how the government is hiding all of their secret knowledge within lorries, which I assume is a taxi. Okay, Google, what is a lorry?
Here's the definition of lorry. A large, heavy motor vehicle for transporting goods or troops. A truck.
A truck. Okay, it's a truck. So, and the lorries got hacked. They have to find a way to fix this problem. But they figure a way to throw this test online. It's like an online thing to attract people once they realize that they can put it inside a person, but they need a very specific type of person. And that person has to have synesthesia, which is something, it's like an abnormality in your brain where there are connections where they aren't normally, and it allows you to feel color and to see music, and it kind of combines all of your senses. So these specific people that have synesthesia, I think it said it was like 1 in every 280,000 people or something like that. The way their brain is set up, it's conducive to this microchip with all this DNA and information in it to store it inside their brain. We have all these different POVs of these people that have taken this quiz online to find out if they have synesthesia, in which case the government approaches them, emails them, and tells them, meet me here. This is your chance for a new life. And if you want to start over, we have this job for you. So you have Flick in London, and she's been depressed for years because she found out that her DNA match for her soulmate, was a reference to the one, was a serial killer and is now dead. And so she kind of goes down this rabbit hole and is investigating the families of the people that he killed, and she feels responsible for it because he's her match. And so she decides she wants to start over. So she's the first one. Then we have Charlie in Portsmouth. All of his friends have found their matches, and he hasn't. He's applied his DNA, but he hasn't heard anything. So he's so lonely. None of his friends want to do anything with him because they all have kids and family stuff, and so he decides he's going to start over too. Then we have Sinead, and she is caught up in an abusive relationship. Not physically abusive, but emotionally abusive. Her husband is incredibly controlling and manipulative and wants to be in control of everything she wears, everything she does, and is constantly gaslighting her. And so she decides she wants to escape from that. So she takes the test and passes as well. She becomes a minder. Then we have Bruno, whose son is autistic and nonverbal. And he found out his wife cheated on him and she died in some kind of weird situation. And he can't afford to take care of his son. He wants to send him to this a care facility, but he can't afford it. So he decides actually his son is the one that finds the quiz on his phone, on Bruno's phone. But Bruno has synesthesia as well. Apparently it is genetic. And so when they reply about his son taking it, he decides he's going to go for it. But I think there are some consequences because he's not the one who initially took the quiz. I think there's some stuff going on with his brain where the DNA that's been implanted in his head. Oh, my nose is so runny. I'm sorry. It's got echoes of other voices, like hundreds of other voices that his brain is connecting to any person he sees or doesn't see. So he's just having all these conversations in his head and he's losing his mind. I think the last one is Amelia. I don't know if she is a minder or not. Then she woke up in the hospital and had no idea who she was. So her husband meets her and is trying to remind her of everything that happened. She's trying to learn what her life was, and she's trying to decide if she even wants to know after she learns this stuff, if she wants to just leave it how it is. And something's going on with her. I don't know what, because they have not made it clear that she is a minder, so I don't know what her place in the story is. So it's going to be connected somehow. So far, so good. I'm really enjoying it. Aside from my initial confusion, I am into the characters now. Classic John Marrs style, short chapters. They end on cliffhangers. You can't wait to hear the next thing from the next person. So I'm 100% fully into it at this point. I'll check in later. Alright, so this is what I'm trying to make. But my tracing tool doesn't show up on this fabric. I'm finding that this translucent embroidery is so much harder because it shows every knot. You have to tie a knot. It shows everything. Every mistake you make. And I tried to put the imprint. You can't even see it. But it's so fair. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Okay, update. So there's a lot going on. I'm still listening to the minders. I think I'm about just under halfway. And so everyone started their new lives with these chips in them. And so I thought this book was going to be more about the secrets. And maybe it is, but it's very much about these characters and them starting their new lives. And I feel like they're going to be connected somehow, or there's going to be some other kind of connection that we don't know yet. But so Bruno is struggling with having all of these echoes in his head, and he's really angry, and he has a list of people he wants to kill. Amelia has been told by this pregnant lady that her husband is not her husband, that she'd never met him before the day that she woke up in the hospital. Apparently they live in a mansion and they have like staff and stuff, but really they're just, the staff are like watching her, and she overhears a conversation with Ted, her husband, on the phone saying like, oh, we might have to drug her again, and don't let her out of your sight, don't let her anywhere. So she knows something's up, but I still don't know what's up. Flick took up a bartending job in this like little sleepy town. She's staying at this B&B. They all have money now. Like, they don't have to worry about money, they don't have to worry about anything. They just have to keep these secrets and live their lives, and they can't have like internet, alcohol, or nicotine or caffeine or anything that's gonna affect their brain and how this thing is in their brain, but they can just live their lives. They're rich. They're all without want of anything. And she meets this artist. What's his name? Eugene? Elijah. He's taking an interest in her, and she's trying not to get involved. And then Charlie doesn't feel anything anymore. Like, they're all being affected differently by this thing in their heads. Charlie can feel no pain. And so he's like cutting himself to try to feel pain. And he's the one who felt so isolated and wanted relationships and all of that. And now he just doesn't care. Like, his friend's trying to set him up on a date. And he's like, yeah, this girl, like, I would totally be into her, but he just doesn't care anymore, and he feels nothing. So we're seeing how everybody's being affected differently. I'm into it. It's good. It's doing exactly what I want it to do. From what I wanted from a John Marrs, is making me second guess everything. making me continually think about what's going on, and knowing this author, I know it will all be connected. So I trust in the process, and so I'm just going with the flow, having a good time here, trying to do my damn embroidery, but I might have to just go back to regular embroidery on regular fabric because this is really tricky. Hey guys, so it's Saturday. Saturday? It's the next day. I have like an hour left of the minders. I think I am going to end up giving this 3.5 stars, which is kind of disappointing because I love John Mars so much, but I think he's trying to do too much with this. There are all these different perspectives, but there's always also like all these different characters within each perspective, and it's making it difficult to keep up with. So Charlie has this girlfriend, right? Charlie's trying to figure out why he doesn't feel anything anymore, but he has this girlfriend, Alex, and meanwhile he's waiting to get his match. He still doesn't have his match on the DNA matching site. But so he's with this girl, and it's like he's just passing the time, and she's like nagging him, like, you don't care, and all of this stuff, which he doesn't. And also he's not supposed to get in a relationship while he's on this mission or whatever for 5 years. And so why is he staying with her? I don't understand why he's staying with her. He doesn't care about her. She's nagging him because he doesn't care. He's not supposed to have a relationship anyway, so why is he even in it? And why is this part of the plot? I don't understand that. Also, so we're at a point where all of the minders are being hunted down by, what do they call it? The hacker collective. So presumably they're trying to get to the information, but there's no explanation for why these people, like if there's something in particular they're looking to find, how they know that the information is in the minds of these people, or anything. And so it's just this like ultimate threat. And I guess I want more information about that, like why and who the hacker collective are. And they're just kind of hunting them down one by one at this point. And so other people are trying to figure out what they need to do. Their one resource, which is like this world's Goodreads, they set up as like a backup, like connect. It's called Well Read or something, but it's their Goodreads, and they're supposed to go on to a specific review about the last Shakespearean work, which I can't remember what it was called, but so that has been compromised, so they have no way to get in touch with each other, and they're just kind of all like flailing around like chickens with their heads cut off. And I'm hoping that this last hour is going to bring more insight into why and what is actually going on, and that it doesn't just end up with, well, everyone died. So much for that experiment. Let's try something else. Because that's what I feel like the direction it's going in right now. But I'll let you know when I finish it. By the way, I did switch over to a regular piece of fabric, and this is how it's going so far. I think it's turning out pretty good, so I'm happy with that. I just finished the minders. There was a twist at the end that kind of made the questions that I was having come together a little bit for some of them. Oh gosh, I've already like destroyed my makeup. What the hell? Like not even afternoon yet. I do feel like this book is quintessentially John Mars's writing style. It has kind of a Black Mirror type vibe to it, where it's kind of a mixing of thriller and sci-fi. I felt like it was captivating. I was never bored. I actually put it down yesterday for dinner. The whole time I was like, okay, I want to pick my book back up. So that's a good sign. And I enjoyed it. Overall, I'm giving it 3.5. It's slightly disappointing for me as far as a John Morris goes, because I would have guessed that this was going to be a 5-star read for me. So it's a little bit disappointing that it wasn't, but I can't say that I actively disliked it, because I did like it, that is. And yeah, I'm excited to move on to the next book. I'm actually really not sure what I'm going to read next. I have a few options. I was going to read The House on the Cerulean Sea, but I ordered it from Amazon and they sent me someone else's ink refills instead. This is where I'm at on my bumblebee. So I'm getting started on the flowers now. I think it's turning out pretty well so far. I'll get back to you when I figure out what the hell I'm going to read next. I think I'll probably take a little break and listen to the newest episode of Sword and Scale and maybe catch up on some booktube. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so I'm reading When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. I've just started this one. I'm on page 73. It's a psychological thriller. Rear Window meets Get Out, which I don't know what Rear Window is, so I can't speak on that. But so far we're following two main POVs. We have Sydney and we have Theo. So Sydney lives in this neighborhood of Brooklyn where she grew up, and it's a majority black neighborhood and has been for some time. Starts out where she gets bored one day, and so she goes on a tour of her own neighborhood, and the tour guide is talking about the rich history of the neighborhood and only talking about white people and the things they have done. So she kind of gets upset about it and interjects, start telling them about the people that live there now and the lives that they have led. And so she decides she's going to kind of organize her own tour to tell the real history, the whole history. Meanwhile, apparently this neighborhood is being gentrified, and they're supposed to be opening some kind of plant there, which I'm not entirely sure what it is, but the people that live in the neighborhood are not about that life. They don't want it there. It's like a drug research plant. And so they're trying to buy property and remodel it, and she's starting to see a lot more white people moving into the neighborhood, and Theo is one of those people. He's moved in with his girlfriend, and they decided to buy a house together, but after they moved in together, their relationship started falling apart. And so now he's living in the attic, she's living downstairs and remodeling, and her name's Kim, and God, she's so cringy. She's so cringy. Basically, her and this other white couple that have moved into the neighborhood are like, started this like conspiracy theory group where they think like the rest of the neighborhood's getting together to plan a block party, and Kim and her friends think that they're like conspiring against her, and she's just a racist piece of shit, and it's really hard to listen to. She cuts Sydney in line at the corner store and says she didn't see her there, and Sydney's like, well, I'm wearing all yellow, I don't know how you missed me. And then she's like, it's fine if you didn't see me though, just like admit your mistake and like let me check out because you cut me. And then Kim goes on and says like, I'm feeling unsafe right now and I'm gonna have to call the police if you don't leave me alone. And then she starts crying and like plays the victim. Oh, so she's just real cringy. It's hard to read, it really is. Also, Sydney's mom is, there he is. Hey, bye-bye. Hey, Bubby. Bubby boy. He's deaf. He can't hear a thing I'm saying. Boo boo boo. Anyway. So Sydney's mom is like in a care home. They haven't said anything specifically about what's going on with her, but apparently like she used to like be very prominent in the neighborhood, and something's going on with her. I don't even know if she's still alive or not, because Sydney talks about it, and Sydney keeps calling her mommy. Mommy did this and mommy did that, and it's weird because she's a grown woman and she's referring to her mother as mommy. And for me, that's feeling like a little bit of a like foreshadowing, like maybe she has some kind of issue with her mom. Who is in my house right now? Hi.
Hola.
So that's where we're at. Okay. Something is up. I'm on to this. Sydney lives with her best friend Andrea. She just moved back home because she is going through a divorce. She keeps making excuses about her mom, and she's also dodging debt collectors and telling them that her mom's just stepped out of the house, and they're like, well, that's awfully convenient that she's never around considering her condition. And I don't know why, but I have this suspicion that her mom's dead, or like something happened. Something definitely happened with her mom. I don't know what it was, but I feel like her mom's dead. I could be wrong. And then, so Andrea, they keep getting on to Theo about being a white boy. There's some funny stuff in here. Andrea keeps calling him Brad because she just doesn't care what his name is. And he's just like the token white boy. So that's cracking me up a little bit. It seems like there's some kind of scam where the real estate people have some kind of alliance with this company that's coming into the town, where I don't know, it feels like they're intentionally like drugging people in order to arrest them so that their family has to sell their house in order to get them out of jail, or some kind of scam like that, in order to get these people out of their homes so that they can move in the white people. But yeah, some shit's going down. I don't know what it is, but I'm at 125 pages, so yeah. Hey y'all. Okay. I am back at work on my route today. I did 0 reading yesterday. I had a lot of shit to take care of before I came back to work. I had to do some stuff with my car. Wow, I'm looking crazy. Okay. But I have not finished When No One Is Watching. Is that what it's called? What the hell's it called? Anyway, I am back at it, giving y'all an update. Stuff is starting to make sense. Secrets are being exposed. I no longer think that her calling her mom mommy is strange. I no longer think Sydney is delusional, but there's definitely some shit going on here. And a lot of commentary on Black America and Black life. And I think that's the purpose of this, is what the author is setting up to do. There's so much going on in plain sight with the neighborhood and people kind of taking over. And I had a thought that this is not realistic. But then I had to negate that own thought in my mind, because that is my privilege talking, because this happens all the time. This happens every day. This may be an amalgamation of these things that are happening in little bits and pieces everywhere, but this happens. There's a lot of commentary about generational wealth and redlining, and I don't know at this point what the actual like root of this is, but there's some shit happening, and it's fucked up. It's real fucked up. So that's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, I'll check in with you guys a little later, maybe get you some B-roll to my route. Okay, y'all, I just finished When No One's Watching by Alyssa Cole. And okay, the things I said earlier are legit, but based on the new information that I have now learned, I don't believe, I really hope this stuff isn't happening. Obviously some of it is, but where the story went, oh God, it's more than conspiratorial. I don't think I can tell you exactly without telling you what happens in this story, but I think it's a very important read. I think that, yes, it's a thriller, but yes, it's also based on real life circumstances. When it comes down to it, this book was about community and coming together and how all this shit is happening, and it's a parallel to what's actually going on in society right now. But this is about community coming together, looking out for each other, and it does end on a hopeful note, so I enjoyed that aspect of it. I think I'm gonna give this, I'm waffling between 3.5 and 4 stars. So I'm really not sure right now. It was pretty good, but gosh, I want a book that's going to wow me. I need something that I'm going to be so excited about again right now. So I gotta decide what I'm gonna read next. But yes, I enjoyed this book. It was a great thriller, and I enjoyed the social commentary. So yeah, there's that. And I'm still at work, and it's hot today. Why? I just went down to the lake to eat my lunch, and it was so windy, though. It was crazy windy down there. Probably can't tell from the shots I took, but it was pretty insane. Y'all, it was my first day back at work. I was on vacation before. I'm not on vacation anymore. You want to know what my day was like today? Let me give you a concise wrap up here and show you this. Here we go. Number 1, on my period. Number 2, I got 5 hours and 27 minutes of sleep last night. Number 3, I walked 12.8 miles. And I hurt. My body hurts. You know, I'm used to walking more than this, but after 12 days of not, oh, your girl's in some pain. I'll tell you what. But I don't know if you can hear it in the background right now. I got that bathtub running. I'm so tired, and it's gonna feel so good. And my friend Kara got me an amazing bath bomb. for V-Day. I'm about to drop that bee right in. This is what self-care should look like for every woman. Okay? Check this shit out. Look at this. It's got little hearts in it. Boop, 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 and she goes. Oh. Now it's empty. Okay. Alright. Okay. Hey, do you like our hot air balloon tiles? I know you're so jealous. Also, in case you're wondering, this is how my embroidery turned out. She's pretty. She's pretty. Yeah, yes, she is. Alright, y'all, that is going to be it for today. Thank you so much if you are still hanging out with me. You're the best. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And if you enjoyed this content, maybe consider subscribing if you haven't already. Maybe consider pushing the little thumbs up button. Yeah, what do you guys think about for future vlogs? Do you like themed vlogs where it's like all thrillers or romances or stuff like that? Or do you care if it's just random books that I'm reading? I'd like to know that. Yeah, I think that's about it. So I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you soon with another video. Bye.